warning before you listen. This epic is not for children, nor for the faint of heart. We retell the ancient Greek myths as they were born, unfiltered, unsoftened. Scenes of violence, curses, betrayals, and a hunger for power that shows no mercy. Given the many conflicting versions of the Titan War, the events have been rebuilt to complete the missing pieces. Here, we tell the myth as it was meant to be told. Sources and references are listed in the episode description. Of course, here's the English adaptation of the epilogue and closing lines from. Thus, we reach the end of Part 2 in the epic of the Titan War, the clash of weapons and the fall of time. Epilogue, when the throne aches for a ruler, and the sky prepares for the next slaughter. Has the war ended? Perhaps, but no one walks out of hell unscathed, and no one ascends a throne without carrying a pit of screams in their chest. Above, silence reigned, but it wasn't peace. It was the kind of stillness that feels like the gods themselves, realizing every victory is just a postponed defeat. Zeus said nothing. Poseidon wiped the blood from his spear without flinching, and Hades no longer looked at the earth, but beneath it, 3 brothers, 3 faces, and each carried a wound the others could never understand, not because they won, but because they were no longer the same. Zeus walked across the ash of the sky and declared, "The throne is not made for 3, and eternity refuses to be shared." Poseidon replied, brushing remnants of fury from his weapon, "If it's the throne you want, then fight for it. As for me, I'll drown anyone who still thinks the sea is a blessing." Then Hades laughed, not like the living do, but like something that never quite made it out of death. He said, "The sky? Take it. I found my kingdom isn't built on land, but beneath regret." And so, the seeds of division were sown, cracks in loyalty, sparks beneath the smile, and in each of them, a world they longed to rule alone. On the horizon, no more battles loomed, only something worse, expectation. The earth was holding its breath, the sea fell quiet before the flood. And the sky, it held in one long exhale, as if preparing to scream a war even greater. But that wasn't all. High above, on a mountain the gods hadn't named yet, Gaia stood. She didn't applaud, she didn't weep. She whispered, a sound that resembled defeat more than prophecy. "You thought you buried the Titans. You merely stirred the curse." Then she vanished, as if she had never been there at all. And for the first time since creation's birth, the 3 brothers looked at one another, not as songs of a revolution, but as kings, each seeing the other as a threat. And so begins a new chapter, the age of division, a division where no one will settle for less, where no weakness will be forgiven, and where no god will accept sharing the sky whole. Will the cosmos split apart, or will blood itself be torn again? No one knows, but the wind that passed over the corpses of the Titans seemed to whisper one truth: he who wins today will be killed tomorrow if he believes that victory is the end. This chapter of the epic has come to an end, but remember, what you've just heard is not a record of facts, but the echo of a myth, a story born from the imagination of the ancients, etched into the long memory of humankind. If this tale stirred something in you, if it opened a door to reflection or wonder, don't forget to support the channel and share the journey with those you love. And in the comments, tell us which moment in this chapter struck you the most and why. We'll meet again in the next chapter of this audio odyssey through time. Until then, farewell.